So in this specific video, I wanted to specifically talk about invoicing and how I do it step by step. I've gotten some emails and people ask me, hey, can you make a step by step? So I contemplated posting it on YouTube, but you know what, I'm just going to add this content to those who purchase the independent freight dispatch course. And so I'm going to show you guys right here really quick how I do it. I'm actually going to show you guys two ways in this video. First and foremost, I utilize QuickBooks to do bookkeeping, tax preparation, all of that good stuff, right? So QuickBooks has a feature to generate invoices, right? So let me click on here and actually show you guys. Some of you guys might not use QuickBooks and might be interested. If you go to QuickBooks, even if you just go to Google and type in QuickBooks, they'll direct you to their main page. Once you go to price, plans, and pricing right here at the top, they're going to show you some of the different subscriptions. I would click here on plus and utilize the plus subscription because it has every feature that you're going to need, and some features you might not use right now you might need in the future, like payroll and stuff like that. So I would go on plus. It's only $40 a month. So now let me go back. So once you come and you let's say you create your QuickBooks and you have it all set up and you're on your database, right? To the left hand side in this column, you're going to want to go on sales, come down to invoices, click on invoices. Right here to the right where it says create invoice, you're going to want to click on that. Once you click on that, now it gives you the outline on how you want to create your invoice. The good thing about generating invoices on QuickBooks is when they send it to your customer, it gives your customer an option to just pay the invoice with their credit or debit card right through the email invoice, right? So if I come up here, obviously once you begin to send invoices to your customers, they're going to save that customer's information and you could drop on the arrow and just pick which one, right? So in this case, I'm just going to use an example. Let's just say ABC trucking, right? So I'm going to click on ABC trucking. Let's do that again. ABC trucking. I'm gonna add that on here. Where are they at? All right, there it is, ABC trucking. So now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna actually put my email in, so that way the email can send to me and you guys can see exactly what it looks like. All right, so obviously you're going to come here, you're going to want to put the address. You don't necessarily have to, but you're going to want to put their business information, their name, their address. You're going to want to put the terms as far as when do they have to pay this invoice. I always do due on receipt, and then in the carrier agreement, I put a stipulation for a late fee. So if they pay it anytime, depending on who you are and how you have your payment set up. If you want to do, let's say you give them 15 days to pay it, maybe 24 hours, 48 hours, however you want to do it. I always do due on receipt. So invoice date, I have April 8th, due date April 8th. You're going to come down here to the service date. Obviously, it's going to be the 8th or the day that you send out the invoice. Product and service, I always use dispatch services in there. Since you guys are, might just be starting, you might want to just add that, or you could just add freight dispatch services, however you want to put it, as long as you're putting a general name for the product or service. So in description, I always put in more detail 7% of gross, but obviously that changes depending on how much you charge. So I'll put 7% of gross. Right here for the amount, let's just say 500. So now it gives you the option if you want to add sales tax. I'm not going to do that, and neither should you, because that you're not going to charge them sales tax. So now we got an invoice of 500, dispatch services, 7% of gross, and then here's where you're going to want to add your weekly report. So if you've watched all my previous videos, you see how I talk about the weekly report. Now, if you go in this dispatch course under templates, you'll see the weekly report template. I would utilize that template to keep track of the loads and destinations and all that good stuff. Each week, you're going to want to take the information that you did for that week. In this example, I put 678. Let's just put maybe whatever. I'm just putting random numbers in here, to be honest. Wow, that's a lot. Whatever. Putting a lot of. So let's just say that's the case. I'm charging them on the gross for that, right? For the 7,612. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to download